When you start making any kind of positive change in your life, especially a change in your appearance, you're going to receive some pushback. Some of it may be good-natured and well-intentioned, but a lot of it may not. It's important that you not let this deter you from your aspiring aesthetic development, as many people are insistent on spreading their own insecurities, which are not your burden to bear. I'm going to tell you a story. A big part of why I insist so hard and so emphatically that anybody can learn how to dress well and express themselves. A big part of why I am so insistent that that can be done is because I learned how to do it from this. This is how I dressed from when I was 10 or 11 all the way up to about, I think it was 13 or 14. Except the clothing overall was a whole lot looser. But I aspired to really not have any defining features at all. I wanted to wear only dark clothes. I wanted to not have any colors. Colors bothered me. And there was at least a correlation, let's call it, between the way that I presented myself and my attitude. I didn't have an aesthetic. I had a very bad, very negative attitude, and that had an effect on my social circle, or my lack of one. And so there were a few people, a small group of teachers and students both, who were kind of willing to put up with me, at least some of the time, who were very kind and gentle and patient with me. And they came to me and said, "Phil, you are miserable. This is no longer going to work. You've got to try something else. Maybe even you will feel better." And so I thought very long and hard about who it was I wanted to be. And I tried to dress like that person. Now, this isn't the exact clothing that I wore back then. That stuff is long worn out and gone away, but this is an approximation. I didn't have a whole lot of resources. I was thrifting for basically all of it, and of course, it wasn't perfect. My start was small. I tried to add in colors just a little bit at a time with things like the red shirt, but not everything fit perfectly all the time. Sometimes the vest was maybe a little bit tight, and I didn't know about suspenders, so my pants didn't always sit right, but it was a start, just like the start you are going to have to make. Eventually, I made it to China, where I got the privilege of being able to start designing clothes for myself and having them made. A lot of the steps I took may have been missteps, but I learned a lot about how to get the right sort of fabric, and I learned a lot about how to make things fit me. And a couple of those pieces, like this one, I still keep and wear today. When I returned home to America, I used my experience in China designing my own clothes, even though that wasn't my job. I was just doing that for myself. But I kind of faked it till I made it and landed a job in the industry. And I've worked in the industry for a few years. And now I stand before you today with a few takeaways. If you're worried about going too far or too fast or receiving too much attention, try adding things to your daily wear one or two pieces at a time. Try only dressing up once or twice a week. You can also try applying the elements of style in what you already wear. Try using your color blocking and pattern mixing in the pieces that you already have. Find people whose aesthetic you want to emulate. Look for experienced people who will guide you without judgment in person or online, like me. Hello. Make sure you're developing an aesthetic that you actually like. When you're doing this, it's important that you're not just building the aesthetic that you think is correct, but you want to build an aesthetic and a mode of self-expression that you actually enjoy and can feel happy in, because if you're not doing that, what's the point? You can get rid of things that are not of use to you. It's okay to go through phases. If you decide that you like to wear a certain thing and then one day find out or feel like it's no longer serving you, you don't have to stay attached to that thing just because you started with it. Phases are completely a normal part of life. And finally, if you feel like this advice can apply to multiple areas of your life and not just dressing up, it probably does. Hopefully, you can tell from the little dramatization of my style journey here today that style or self-expression is not something that you just have or don't. It's not something that you are born with or not. It is something that you practice. It's something that you cultivate every day over the course of your lifetime. Even now, as I stand here and consider myself kind of an authority on style and self-expression and this sort of things, I still call myself a student of self-expression and style and aesthetics, and I hope to continue developing my style and improving for the rest of my life. And I hope that some of you will be able to come along with me and reap some of the benefits of that. You must not be discouraged. From the time when I had no aesthetic, I was getting picked on because I looked like a blob of silly putty. And then when I started my style journey, I got made fun of because my stuff didn't fit and the colors were off and I was doing something different from what I normally do. And now I still, to this day, receive hate comments from strangers on the internet who think they know more about this than I do, which, thanks for the engagement. You can go ahead and keep doing that. Don't be discouraged if you don't look the way you want to look right now, or if you are not doing the thing that you want to do immediately right now. It doesn't happen that way. Hopefully, something I've said here will be of help, and it will inspire you to stay on your aesthetic journey. Even if you decide your aesthetic isn't something like this, even if suits and sport coats aren't your deal, you can still apply the elements of style and learn how to better express yourself. And inasmuch as I can be a part of that, I am very honored to do it. Thanks very much. Tell me what you think. We'll see you soon. You better follow my shit.